Hey guys, I'm squeezing in another video today because this is kind of a last minute decision. This video is a long time coming, and for a lot of you and definitely for me, this should have been at least the first thing on my channel or the second. Today we have the two infamous rectangle design smoke battery operated smoke alarms. This is the EI Electronics 100B model. They are the bread and butter of smoke alarms, even though they weren't the first ones to be obviously released in this country. But yes, in this country, these are probably the most common. Not this one really, but they started off with this one in 1989, I think, and obviously it was born out of the Black& Decker GE smoke alarms, it's literally the same thing as them, but just with the EI logo now stamped onto the plastic. And yeah, and these weren't really around for too long though. In 1992, they switched over to this design, and this would become a staple for the country. And the rest of Wales, Scotland, Ireland. As a matter of fact, everything that EI ever made was made in Ireland, and they made smoke alarms for GE and Black& Decker. EI even made the big square one from the mid 70s, the 8201-201 with the 12 volt battery originally. That was all born out of this company. So for anybody from outside of the UK who's not familiar with EI Electronics, they're the ones who gave us everything from GE to Black& Decker, maybe some other rebrands as well. Let's look at the insides. Here's the original one. Again, just Black& Decker SMK sort of thing. Finally branded after EI Electronics. And here's the later version that would go on to be sold for decades. Well, not too many decades, but this is the one that they would have throughout the 90s and definitely throughout the 2000s. The packaging has definitely had a lot of different rebrands, but the inside basically looked the same all the time. The outside was definitely the same throughout the next few decades. The inside, there was very minor things changed about it, but for the most part, it just always looked like this. Some of the more modern ones had, I guess, whiter plastic and just little details added in throughout the years, but for the most part, they were just. And then this one I always liked more as a kid. Now, when I was growing up, we actually had this model in my house. We had two of these because this is the most common smoke alarm throughout the 90s and 2000s until the EI mains electric wireless ones started taking over, which we're going to get to that at some point. I need to do a video on those. But yeah, but we had two of these in my house, and this one I was introduced to from a young age as well. And somebody else, one of my teachers, when I was 5 years old and I started getting into smoke alarms in general, one of my teachers had one of these in their house. They had three of them, and they brought one in for me to play with. I know it seems kind of weird for a 5-year-old, but like when you're autistic, it doesn't really matter. I definitely did play with it, and I very much enjoyed it, but I only had it for a short time. My dad wouldn't let me take it home to keep, so I could only really have it at school. And it was this variant with the Black& Decker design, and I loved the hell out of it. And I never really quite got over losing it. My dad made me give it back to the teacher, and then she ended up just throwing it away, and I never really got over it. So for years onwards, even as a kid, I would still make models of this alarm with this design, and yeah, until finally I was able to. When I was about 18, I found not this specific one, but I found another one of these on eBay, and I still got it somewhere else. But this is another one that I got after that, and it's because it's more white. I decided to keep this one. I've still got the other one, but decided to keep this in the collection. The other one is just put away somewhere, and yeah, I got this one about 5 years ago, and this is probably the whitest one that I was able to find. And this is the packaging that it came in. So this isn't the one that this one came in, but the one that, because the pack that this one had I had it for a while, but it was kind of torn up and just not in good condition, so I had to throw it away. But this is the one that this one was. So anyway, yeah, I just love these designs. Obviously, I love this one more. I always thought it was more special, and because it wasn't everywhere, that it wasn't like everywhere, and it was more rare, and well, definitely rare. For the longest time, I couldn't even find a picture of one on the internet, but these were in so many different houses. So this was not special to me at all. It was in my house as well. So, you know, but obviously I appreciate it for what it is, and as well as the Family Guard Triple Eights were very common in our country too, but this one was even more common than that. So it was very generic. But yeah, then again, it was sold a lot longer. So there you go. I also did a mini short on Facebook about this one, where it was when you put a battery in it, it does work, but when you put a battery in it, it just does a squealy sound and it just lasts forever. You can just hear a bit of that now. That's the type of thing. If you hold the test button down, it does sort of still beep, but it does it weird. But there you go, guys. These are the two most important smoke alarms I've got, even though they're just battery operated. So let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think of this? Anybody outside of the UK, what do you think of this design right here? Because I don't think that you guys have really seen it before. For anybody in the UK, what do you think? What do you like? Which one do you like more? And who else grew up seeing a lot of these in different places? I even saw one in places that weren't even houses, so in like shops. There was one at a vet. There was one at just all kinds of places. And yeah, so let me know in the comment section what you guys all think. Thanks for watching.